Hi everyone, I'm very pleased to meet you again in this final part of our introduction about literature. Today we'll try to cover the last part through highlighting three main elements which are also as important as the aforementioned elements. Today we'll try to highlight the role of the writer, the role of the reader, and the qualities of literature. So, for the writer is considered as the main practitioner of literature, who practices literature through his poems, through his novels, short stories, and so on, and who immerses himself in this field of arts, directly through what he writes. Now, in fact, the list of the writer's roles is limitless, and endless, but we'll try to focus on three major and main roles. Number one is that he portrays the human nature, the human imagination, and the human also emotions and feelings in a concrete way. Now this writer, he embodies, in his texts or in what he produces as literature, whether written or oral, the human nature with its different manifestations and qualities. For example, hesitation, like what we have in Macbeth of Shakespeare. We have also, for example, that traumatic, collapse, and crisis, like what we have in the 13 Heart of Edgar Allan Poe, and all the other also human states are portrayed, and concretized, through his writings. Also, the imagination, for example, we find many examples. For example, the Legend of the Sleepy Hollow of Washington Irving, that headless character is portrayed and concretized from the imagination to real character, you can say, in that piece of literature. Also, we have the emotions and feelings of humans are portrayed, are concretized, concretely in literature. We have many examples of many poems which portray, those human or untouchable sensations, and feelings in the form of those nice and beautiful poetic lines. For example, we have the example of Wordsworth's Daffodils, poem, which is full of those noble, and sensitive feelings and emotions in the folds of that poetic or piece of literature. Another important also role of the writer is that he intensifies our life experience and also deepens our awareness about life and reality. So he sensitizes people, and raises their awareness about different life matters, and different also issues through the experiences, he shares with them in his literature. Through the experiences he shares with them, those experiences, he also embodies in his writings, in his texts, just to, you can say, stimulate the reader's awareness. Or mentioned as an example, here in this role, the novel of 1984 by George Orwell, when he tried to draw the attention, of the public to the fact that they are being watched, and they are under watch by the system, which is symbolized in that character of the Big Brother, Here he tried to raise, their awareness about the conditions, of being watched at that time of the Cold War. Also, Another role which is very important for the writer is that he embodies, right, or that he embodies meanings, yes, or codes, right, embodies codes in his text and offers the reader the opportunity to interact with the text. Of course, the writer is going to use not any common language, but he will use, right, that language which is sometimes, okay, full of codes, enigmatic hints, I don't know, certain clues, right, just as a way to expect the reader to participate with him, right, to enrich that text through decoding these, right, issues and enrich the content of that text through his interpretation. Clear? Here, example, we have The Wasteland of T.S. Eliot, which is really full, right, or rich in those enigmatic clues about different civilizations from the past, right, and also rich in a lot of symbols and signs, right, just in a way that offers the reader, okay, the opportunity to participate in that text, okay, through interpreting and decoding these, right, clues and conventions and codes too. We have also a famous book, right, which is Qu'est-ce que c'est la littérature, or What is Literature, by Jean-Paul Sartre, the French philosopher, who said also that in his book that the writer, okay, is supposed to be a committed writer, right, a committed writer who is engaged in, advocating, right, or writing about particular issues, right, especially political issues, right. So here, this function by Jean-Paul Sartre refers to the second, if you can say, role of the writer when he raises others' awareness. Now, for the reader also, he has a lot of roles, right, when he interacts with a text. But in fact, many scholars and educators focus on four major roles, especially Freyboy and Luke, right, who determine four main roles for the reader. The first role for the reader, is to be code breaker. Number one is code breaker. It means, as a reader, he should decode, right, and decipher those codes, conventions, and clues, right, through different strategies. Okay, he can use it to clarify, right, and unveil, right, the hidden meanings and, okay, connotations of those codes and conventions. Also, second role for the reader is to be text critic or text analyst. Number two is text critic or text analyst. Now, in this role, he is supposed to analyze. All right, he should analyze the different elements of a text, literary text. For example, the plot, the characters, the setting, point of view, the theme, and so on. All right, and evaluate them critically. So he, you can say, should have that critical reading of the text, not superficial one, right? Which is, of course, this reading based on evaluating those elements and studying them critically. It's an aware reading, because an aware reading. Third role for the reader is when he is a text participant or meaning maker. He is text participant, right, or meaning maker. Good. Now in this row, of course, he is going to interpret, okay, or participate in the enrichment and discussion of this text through his what? Through his interpretation, okay, through his interpretation, right, which is based on his own knowledge, as well as, okay, certain approaches he can use, right, to enrich the meaning of this text. So his interpretation here is very important, and it is based on particular approach or his own knowledge to contribute to that enrichment of this text and its content, right, and its content. Another also important role for the reader is the text user. Text user, right? Now, in this role, the reader is supposed to understand, okay, and grasp the functions and the purposes of the text he is reading, to use it correctly and accordingly, right? So here, when he reads the text, right, he must understand its functions, its message, its purposes, right, to whom it is addressed, and so on, in order to use it correctly and properly. So these are the four main roles of the reader. Okay, roles of the reader that scholars highlighted, okay, and determined to just teach us, right, that as a reader must be another, we can say, fundamental side, okay, in this text through playing one of these roles. We mustn't be an alien on outside of the text. We are a very important element, right, for the creation and the formation of the text as readers, as of course aware readers and not passive readers. Good. The third element in this lesson or lecture is the qualities of literature. Qualities of literature. Here also we can mention a lot of qualities of literature, but we will focus only on four main qualities which distinguish and characterize the literary text from the other pieces, okay, of arts. Now the first quality is the artistic quality. Okay, of literature. So when we say artistic, we mean here that literature is an expression of life through truth, okay, and beauty, right? Artistic means it has an aesthetic touch, right? It has beautiful touch, right? Which and the flavor, beautiful and aesthetic flavor, which distinguish it, right, from the other, okay, fields of knowledge and the other fields of arts, right? This is the main difference between literature and the other texts, which are scientific, which are, we can say, informative and so on. Right, good. So number one, it is, we said, artistic quality. Artistic. Number two is called the suggestive quality. Suggestive quality. Here, literature, it appeals to or addresses directly our emotions, our imagination, and our intellect, right? And our intellect to suggest and to stimulate, right, in us different meanings, different conceptions, right? Different, I don't know, notions and ideas and so on, right? Which we are supposed to evaluate, right? and study them critically. Okay, study them critically. So here, with this suggested quality, the literary text suggests certain meanings, certain ideas, certain, I don't know, concepts, right, which make this piece of literature, right, different from the other texts which have our but superficial, okay, and stagnant, if you can say, denotation, right, and reference, right, and reference. So this one is called suggestive. It suggests a lot of meanings, a lot of imagination and feelings, right, that we find in this literature and literary texts. The third quality is called, we have first artistic, second justic, and the third is permanent quality. Permanent quality here, by permanent we mean that literature records all the human habits, cultures, experiences, history, okay, civilizations, traditions, customs, and it keeps, okay, them forever. Okay, it keeps them maintained forever. So this literature and what it contains and what it delivers, okay, in the folds of its texts, right, tends to stay and last forever. Okay, that's why it is called here permanent quality. Permanent quality, right. The last one is universality or universal quality. Here, universal means it concerns one and all, right? Anywhere and anytime. Literature is timeless, is spaceless. It has no tongue, no nationality, right? It has no, racial belongingness. It's for one and for all, okay, and so on. So next third one or fourth one is called universal quality, right? Universality of literature versus all humans, regardless of their races, of their religions, of their mindsets, of their levels, also in society, poor, rich, blind, or anyone is addressed and is concerned with literature at any time, also not only today but even in the past, and it will continue this mission also even in the future, and even in the future. So these are three main elements which are left, okay, and they are also as important as the aforementioned elements. We end with them our lecture, okay, which is an introductory lecture about literature, which is a very essential part of our lives, that we breathe every day through what we read and through what we feel and through what also we imagine. Thank you so much, and see you in another lesson and another lecture.